Finally, it's on to the main, Welsh lamb with a medley of seasonal vegetables and a vegetable tart for Charlotte and David.
Lamb, if I was going to go out and have a dinner somewhere, it would be a lamb dinner.
If the lamb's a bit tough, I'm going to wrestle with the vegans for a bit of their vegetable tart.
I am going to marinate that lamb like it's never been marinated before.
Marvellous. First, another generous grinding of pepper. Angharad then marinates the lamb with lemon, mint and garlic. It's left to chill, and it'll be fried later this evening. On to the vegan tarts.
Vegetables in a pastry case. Doesn't sound too inspiring.
I'm sure she's going all out. Homemade vegan pesto is spread onto pastry and topped with tomatoes.
It's very simple. I'm not going to even pretend that it's not.
Oh, sorry, David.
If the vegetables were squishy, that wouldn't be very good. I can't stand squishy veg.
Not sure about squishy, but peppery, certainly. In they go for a bake. Last up, she pulverises potatoes.
You've got to smash your mash.
Angharad smooths and moulds the spuds, ready to be baked later.
The proof of the pudding will be with the vegans.
Off you poppity ping then.
Not sure if it's a winning menu, but then I could be won over with that chocolate cake.
My menu's definitely better than this.
Moving on.
Sizzle, sizzle. Technically, I am double spudding, but you're going to waste them otherwise, isn't it? So you may as well.
How are those lamb steaks looking?
Oh, they look quite good. They're caramelised, cooked well. I'm going to get my jus on.
Here it is, Welsh lamb with a medley of seasonal vegetables and a vegan tart for David and Charlotte.
So here we go. The mains have arrived.
Thank you, lovely.
You're welcome. So, tuck in.
Tell me about the tart.
The tart is puff pastry, vegan puff pastry, and then I made some vegan pesto.
Very good. Well done.
And then I didn't make the pastry, no. But then, you know, you've got to support local businesses. So you do. Sometimes.
The main course was a little bit underwhelming. It was basically sliced tomato on some shop-bought pastry.
The tart was nice on the outside, but as soon as you got into the middle, it was getting a bit squishy and a bit of a mess.
Where's that spice?
It's got a bit of a zing, hasn't it?
It's got zing.
Yeah. Did you say you put
Pepper. Pepper zing.
I'm a heavy pepper grinder.
The pesto was a little bit spicy. I believe it was off the black peppers.
There's a solid chance.
Tell me about the veg then. What we got going on here?
I went overboard on the spuds, so I've double spudded. So we have got the mash and a couple of the roasties.
Is double spudded a verb?
It is now.
Double spudded. It'll be in the Oxford English or Welsh dictionary next year.
How would you say double spudded in Welsh?
Wedi dwbli ar y tatws.
Oh, lovely.
There you go.
Because I think she'd done too many. And I think if you've done too many, just don't dish them out. Give them to next door's dog or something.
Please don't.
Is the meat okay for everybody? Thank you.
It's very good indeed.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Peter. That's kind of you to say.
The lamb was delicious, if a bit tough.
How do you like your meat cooked, Claire?
Normally, rare. So, do you know what? Look at that. It's not bad.
Lovely.
I was a little bit deceived by the pinkness of the meat, which is something I normally like. It was a little bit tough. There was no gravy, and it was a little bit too dry for me. So, yeah, not my thing.
So I think the main went down okay. So I feel now, a massive weight is off my shoulder.
On to the main, for the meat eaters, crispy shredded chicken showboat.
Seems like some kind of nautical theme. She does seem like a naughty kind of gal.
I wonder if Claire's got any links to the waves.
You don't want the crispiness to turn into toughness, or for it to be under crispy.
Yes, no one wants that.
So for this course, I'm going straight to China from Italy.
Claire makes up an exotic marinade for her chicken with lime, ginger and garlic.
I hope they like garlic. I do.
Great! The chicken is shredded, then whirled around in the sauce, coated in flour and fried in oil.
Banging.
Yep, sounds more like sizzling to me.
I don't know anybody I've cooked this for that doesn't like it, so...
Chicken fried, Claire removes from the oil and puts to one side. Onto the vegan dish, teriyaki tofu.
Oh, tofu. It's my nemesis.
I'm not the biggest fan of tofu.
It doesn't have any taste, and then when you try and add taste to it, the texture's not great.
Cool, tough crowd. I hope you know what you're doing.
This is the first time I've ever cooked with tofu.
Ah.
A brave move, but I'm gonna do it.
Best of luck. Claire squeezes the bejesus out of a block of tofu.
It's like a sponge.
She chops it all up and mixes with the marinade she made earlier.
Smells nice.
The tofu's coated in flour, then it's into a pan of hot oil.
Oh my God, it's crisping. It's really crisping. I'm gonna try it. Oh my God, that's so good. Come on! I got it, I got it, I got it. £1,000 is mine.
Well, we'll see, shall we? Claire stir-fries 2 separate pans of veg to go with the chicken and tofu.
It smells like a trip around the world, a stop off in China, and £1,000 spending money.
That is a very specific smell. She'll add the chicken and tofu and reheat before serving. Claire heats through her chicken and tofu.
Everything is looking absolutely shipshape for this next course.
Rice is baled into bowls, and there it is.
Second leg of my round-the-world journey, slow boat to China.
Crispy chicken and David's nemesis, tofu!
Thank you very much.
For you, young lady, what you're looking at in front of you is teriyaki tofu, got sweet chili chicken. Enjoy.
I must admit, when I saw tofu on the menu, I was...
Horrified?
Well, I was worried because I'm not a fan of tofu, but you have done a really good job with this.
Tofu's nice. Yeah, I overdid it a bit when I was younger on the tofu.
We've all made mistakes.
Kudos to Claire. I think I'd go as far to say the tastiest tofu I've ever had.
I really enjoyed the rice.
I don't know much about Chinese food, to be honest.
Yeah.
So what I'm having is lovely, so I couldn't say, you know, either way. I think it's good.
It tastes really, really authentic, if you like. It did taste like Chinese food. It didn't taste like crispy, shredded chicken.
If somebody says crispy chicken on a menu, then I would think it might be a bit crispier than what we had.
With that, it's on to the main, chili con carne and chili non-carne for herself and David.
I take my hat off to her, bless her, because it can't be easy for somebody who's vegan to cook meat, and I'm really chuffed that she's thought of that.
Chili con carne is a favourite of mine, but it's a kind of like, you know, a Wednesday night supper.
Well, it is Wednesday night.
So what's beautiful about my dish is that we have like the colours of the rainbow. So boring chopping though, isn't it?
Is peeling appealing?
So look at the beautiful orange colours of this carrot. This is going to cleanse our sacral chakra.
Quite a lot of pressure on those carrots.
Now this is a wonky bun. Do you know what? That's not a carrot. That's a witch's nose.
Whoa, spooky. Fresh chili next.
Spices are really, really good for us, really good for our immune system.
Oh, that'll clear the cobwebs. Thoughts?
I'm not going to put too much of that in there.
Why ever not?
I like it spicy, just not that spicy. So now we have my trusty cauldron.
Otherwise known as a slow cooker. Charles browns her meat.
It's a bit of kitchen magic.
She bungs in the multicoloured veg, adds the meat, kidney beans and tomatoes.
So put it in this to add some heat. Happy.
Chili con carne done.
Plop.
For the vegans, it's the same mix, but without meat.
Cooking doesn't need to be hard work.
It certainly doesn't look like it. Rice done. How's it looking?
Looks okay.
Good. Tactics?
Claire is getting an extra scoop. Don't want anyone going home hungry now, do we?
No, we don't. Here it is, chili con carne and chili non-carne with rice.
Lovely, lovely.
Chin chin, enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Cheers, cheers.
so, why did you choose to cook a non-vegan version this evening?
So I'm the only vegan in my family. I'm used to cooking meat. I don't particularly like doing it, but if my family want it, I will deliver.
I was so pleased that this evening Charlotte thought about cooking with meat.
I just wanted to give you all a bit of love, and that's why I made it.
Is this a bit of a cwtch in a pan?
Definitely.
I love that.
definitely.
Oh, that's Welsh for cuddle.
Tasty. Maybe not setting the culinary world alight, A cut in a bowl sounds good to me.
I don't know. I don't feel that cooked. I'm a bit of a stickler for tradition when it comes to chilies, and I would not normally put a carrot or a celery in a chili.
It's just to give us a nutrition boost.
There wasn't an awful lot of spice in there, and there were some questionable ingredients.
Anyone?
I think I will, actually.
There you go.
Yes.
I thought it was a bit mean on Charlotte because it's her evening. Let her do her thing. It's not for us to come and chop up chilies over the food that she's made.
I don't think that the chili was spicy enough. I think that I was a bit too panicked. I didn't want to over-spice it because I am known for making things a bit too spicy. But I think I made it a bit too mild.
I do like to have some salt on the table.
Do you season as you cook?
I do slightly, but too much salt is bad for you. So I
Sorry.
limit it.
True. It definitely needed some salt.
I never add too much salt because it's quite bad for you. It can raise your blood pressure too much. Salt and pepper, everyone.
Oh, thank you so
you.
much.
There we go.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't notice any salt on your table last night, Claire.
There was salt and pepper. You probably just couldn't see it.
Yeah, David.
I had salt and pepper on the table. Have you got salt and pepper on the table? And there's a bit of one-upmanship going on.
No, I do think season is definitely like a personal choice, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
It's usually a lot spicier, I will be honest.
Right, on to the main. Beef bourguignon with dauphinoise potatoes. Hurrah!
Beef, in inverted commas, which I'm presuming means fake beef. Right. OK, so I'm disappointed.
Interested to see what the beef meat alternative looks like and tastes like.
It started with shallots, garlic and thyme. Any thoughts?
That was really time-consuming.
The copycat cattle's on to cook,
This is beef seasoning, just without the beef.
which is in with the shallots, some mushrooms, a bottle of vin rouge and fresh herbs.
So that now just needs to cook down for about an hour, and that should be delicious.
I can't remember which one dauphinoise is. I think it's the layers of potato cooked in stock and cream and baked.
Nearly, but sans stock. David gives his spuds a rub.
I don't want them too dry, but nor too wet.
And layers them up, sloshes in vegan cream, works in a wobble, and they meet the heat. Time to decant the bourguignon.
These are nice little miniature pots. Everyone gets their own little individual portion.
Nice touch. They'll be dished up with the dauphinoise. What on earth is happening here?
They're just warming the plates through.
Why wouldn't an oven do?
Because there's other stuff in the oven.
Oh, all right. Ooh, that's quite brown.
I think it looks great. Maybe a little caramelised.
Is that what you call it? Steady, fella.
Oh, fiddlesticks. I think we're on trend with the throwing it on the plate look.
I'm not aware of that trend. Well, there it is. Beef bourguignon with potato dauphinoise.
I was doing a waft.
I am loving the food again.
Oh,
Thank you very
really? I'm
much. Yeah.
surprised because you said you're not such a fan of the meat alternatives.
It doesn't taste like beef,
Yeah.
but I think that's why I like it.
I really would be surprised if this isn't Charlotte's favourite meal of the week so far.
I've wolfed that down.
Oh,
that was
awesome. Well
gorgeous.
done.
Thank you. I loved it.
That's vegan validation from Charles, then.
I think David's convinced me that a meat alternative can be nice.
But what do the meat eaters think?
It is tasty.
But
The idea of a substitute, for me, I find just a little odd. You could just go full-on mushroom.
It's seasoned very well, but I don't think that that is a good substitute for beef. But I understand where you're coming from as a vegan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it just was not for me. The texture was not nice. The only thing that I liked about that main course was the presentation. I love you, David. But I am a little bit fussy when it comes to my dauphinoise potatoes.
Is it?
Yes. And I just find them a little soggy.
soggy,
Claire was maybe trying to derail a bit. I mean, they are by nature damp, aren't they? It's cooked in liquid, so it wouldn't be dry, would it?
I think that maybe some of the points that were being made were just being picky for picky's sake.
I think she is eyes on the prize.
Secretly, I was a little bit pleased that things went wrong.
Not quite so secretly as it turns out.
It is indeed more than pleasant enough.
Oh, thank you.
Didn't particularly taste good, but the mushrooms did, and the onions weren't bad, so I would have been happy with a champignon bourguignon.
On to the main. Salmon and wild garlic pesto with leek and mustard mash, and for the vegans, a chestnut, mushroom and butternut squash pasty. Or as Pete would have it...
My mushnut puff roll.
I enjoy pasty, but it's the kind of thing I'd grab and go at lunchtime.
He kicks off by mushing his nut and considering what's gone before.
Having simple, good ingredients without any nonsense.
Nonsense?
When I say nonsense, I mean that fake meat.
Sorry, David. Chestnuts and mushrooms are diced and fried with the squash. Pete then turns his attention to the pesto.
This is the leaf and flower of wild garlic, or ramsons. This is free foraged food. I gathered this from the grounds of Llandaff Cathedral.
Oi! That's mine, mortal! He chops up the foraged leaves and blends with pine nuts.
Tastes green.
Looks green too. It's time to prepare his pasties.
He better had made his own pastry.
I don't feel any need to be apologetic about using shop-bought pastry.
Yeah, Charles.
This is more mucilaginous vegan bondage.
He means food glue. The garlic pesto is smeared all over the pasty, which is joined by the squash and chestnut mushroom filling.
Actually, Charles gets windy on mushrooms.
Chestnut mushrooms are the worst. They're an absolute fart factory.
Oh, crikey. The pump-packed pasties are folded, crimped, and will be baked later. The rest of the divine pesto is liberally dolloped onto the salmon.
I don't think you can go too far wrong with salmon, to be honest. He's either going to pan fry or bake it, I suppose.
I'm going to leave these for a couple of hours to ruminate and macerate.
The pasties and fish will be served with leek and mustard mash. Out comes the salmon.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Good-o. Then the vegan pasties.
Nice and brown, not pasty pasties. I'm using the vegan-friendly fish slice, if that's not a contradiction in terms.
I think it might be.
I'm off to go fishing for compliments.
And there it is, salmon and pasties, all with wild garlic pesto.
Thank you.
Oh, look at that.
Your dinner. Here we are, guys. Today I've been busy making wild garlic pesto.
It looks beautiful, Pete. Lovely presentation. Look at that.
Thank you, lovely.
Pretty flowers. Salmon's really good, Peter. It's really, really tasty. The fish was lovely. The mash was lovely.
The chestnuts and butternut squash and the mushrooms, really tasty food.
I don't normally bother doing presentation, and in fact, I forgot. As an afterthought, you can all have a little flour on your dish. It's edible,
It
but
is
very
completely edible.
strong. I'm not normally a presentation type of guy, but I had to make an effort today, so I did better than I normally would have done. Here we are.
Like the
sweetie.
flour's normally a very delicate flavour. Just put it all in if you like.
And it's gone. Peckish, were we?
I love the edible flour. That was the highlight of the evening.
Easily pleased.
Where did you get this from, then?
This I cropped from near the Llandaff Cathedral.
You stole it.
Busted.
It was on the banks of a public footpath.
My dogs walk down there.
I hope you've washed this evening.
I hope you believe me if I say I have.
They tasted good. Not that I'm aware of what dogs we might taste like.
Quite unpleasant, I'd imagine.
Did you make your own pastry?
Sun's coming out, isn't it?
It is good.
No, I didn't make my own pastry.
Life is too short to make your own puff pastry.
Peter didn't make his own pastry, but it was lovely.
Honestly, it's really nice. Well done.
You're very kind. I was hoping it would be.
Totally enjoyed the main. I was a bit disappointed at the fact that he'd done it so perfectly, to be fair.
Everyone's very complimentary, so I hope it went down well.